Hey friends, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be playing around with some new and hyped makeup today. I have some really good products sitting in front of me, some things you guys have seen me talk about or you haven't seen me talk about or use in a video. And I'm like, this is a perfect video to do a full face of some new and hyped makeup. So grab a snack, grab something to drink, and let's get into it. I have some really good things. I have one of the new blushes from Kosas, the Danessa Myricks Lowlighter. We got a new one size setting powder. So much stuff. Some new primers. We have some drugstore products in here. There's a good mix of high-end, middle-end, and drugstore. So it's gonna be a good time. I'm thinking I want to start off with the base. First things first, this moisturizer right here from IT Cosmetics. This is the Confidence in a Gel Oil Control Moisturizer. I have been seeing a lot of people talk about this moisturizer, but for good reason, because if you have oily combo skin, this is such a good lightweight moisturizer, even if you have normal skin or even dry skin, honestly, because I don't feel like this makes the skin super matte, but this one is an oil controlling moisturizer. So I also feel like in conjunction with like your oil controlling primers, all of that stuff, having a moisturizer that's oil controlling like this, game changer. It does work wonders. Since I'm also doing my makeup for the day, I'm just gonna quickly add some sunscreen. This is also from IT Cosmetics. This is the Hello Sunshine sunscreen. I love this sunscreen. It is so good. This is what it looks like. Has SPF 50 and I love it because it doesn't leave a white cast or anything. Moving into primers, we have these two right here from CoverGirl. When I tell you CoverGirl was like, hold up. Everybody has primers. This is what you guys are loving, so let us give you guys our version. They did. They came out with, I think, like maybe 4 different primers, but I have these two right here. This one is the Velvet Blur Primer. This primer reminds me of my favorite primer, which is the Cali Ray. This literally smooths over the pores. It also kind of gives like a blurred finish. Then we have the Sticky Grip Primer, which is their version of a gripping primer. I feel like this primer is very comparable to the NYX Plump Right Back because it kind of goes on really thin, like a serum, and then on the dry down, it becomes a little bit tacky, but not as tacky as like e.l.f. Hydro Grip Primer. I'm gonna go in with the Sticky Grip first and then the Velvet Grip. You really don't need a lot of this because a little bit goes a long way, and I always forget that because I always go in with so much of this. I feel like what I just showed you was still too much. But I feel like if you don't like anything unbelievably sticky or tacky, like the Milk Hydro Grip or the e.l.f. Power Grip, you still want the benefits that a gripping primer gives you. This one I think is a really great one to check out. You kind of get like a light little tack, but it's nothing too crazy. Like, I feel like it could be stickier. Now, the Velvet Blur, you're gonna see, I'm gonna do one side of my face and then the other side. But this is the texture. This truly reminds me of the texture of the Cali Ray, truly. But it literally blurs. Like, you can see like an immediate blurring effect on this side of my face compared to this side. Like, I can see the difference. We have blur here, no blur there. There have been a lot of new foundation launches recently, but one in particular I keep seeing is this one right here, the Urban Decay Face Bond. When I first saw it, I saw a lot of sponsored content around this foundation, but I did get this initially sent to me in PR and I tried it myself and I loved it so much that the shade that they initially sent me was not my perfect shade. I went out and purchased my perfect shade, and when I tell you this is a true game changer, this is gonna be my go-to summer foundation. I am not kidding. It does claim to be self-setting, but listen. You do what you will, but your girl will always set her makeup. I also like to apply mine with a brush as well. And it does have like that soft matte kind of finish, but I really love it. Like, this is truly a staple from Urban Decay. I've really been loving, you know, the products they've been releasing lately. They've been releasing products very slowly, but I like that. Take your time, give us something good. I know we're working on complexion, but I did want to quickly share my thoughts on these 2 new brow products I've been seeing everywhere. The first one is the newest brow product from e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is their brow lamination gel. It has a comb on this end. Not really my favorite type of comb. I feel like I don't really have enough brow hairs to fit this. And then when you twist it, you have the gel, and the gel is white. I've tried this twice now, and I will say it lifts my brows up throughout the day. This hold of this brow lamination does not stay stuck to my brows all day long like the Ardell brow glue, which is what I have in my brows today. Every time I use the Ardell brow glue, I just love how my brows look, and they literally stay stuck to my face until I'm ready to wash off my makeup. I feel like it's good for a shorter amount of time of wear, if that makes sense. If you're trying to wear your makeup all day and you want your makeup to look flawless all day, I don't really know if this is the brow gel I personally would be reaching for, but I have it and I'm gonna use it. I think it was about maybe $8 or so. This is apparently a dupe for the Refi brow lamination, and it looks exactly the same. If you've tried the Refi brow lamination, definitely, check this one out. I've never tried that one, so I really can't compare the two, but I just wanted to quickly share my thoughts about this. It does dry clear. That white color does not stay in the brows. The brows do not get flaky or crusty with this product, but as far as like the hold, it's not as strong of a hold as I was expecting it to be. This product, oh my gosh, I have been seeing a lot of people talk about CoverGirl brow products, and this one in particular, I was like, I could use that. This is the Nano Brow Liner Pencil. So I picked up the shade Black Brown. I got mine off of Amazon, and this is basically CoverGirl's version of a super tiny micro brow pencil. It is tiny, very, very tiny. You can do super thin, small brow strokes. I have been loving this pencil for, giving myself those brow flicks here. I will say it's not as super precise as I thought it was gonna be. I don't know if it's just my brows in general, but I do like that I can get brow hairs. But for the price and for the fact that it doesn't break as easy, I will definitely be repurchasing this little brow pencil here. I know you guys are tired of hearing me talk about this. I already know. You don't have to tell me. You don't gotta tell me. You don't. But this right now has been getting so much recognition, and for good reason. The brand in general is getting really good recognition. The curve case. The curve case is finally getting the love that it deserves. I have been rocking with Made by Mitchell for the longest time. Literally since they first came out, and I think that was 2019 maybe, I can't remember, but I remember the launch of Made by Mitchell, the very first launch, and I seriously love this brand so much, and I love the curve case. And if you guys didn't know, he did just come out with actually 3 new curve cases. He came out with a lighter curve case, which is really beautiful if you have very fair skin, and then a deeper curve case, which is really beautiful if you have, a deeper complexion. I have never seen complexion product go that deep, especially for contour and bronzer. I'm just so happy that so many people in America have access to Made by Mitchell. You guys are really probably tired of hearing me talk about this product, but I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's just one of the best. So yes, the curve case I absolutely had to mention because I've been seeing so much buzz around this product, and I'm so happy that people are people can experience how good Made by Mitchell is because it's so good. I just went in with these 2 shades right here, Chocolate Charm and Shade and Laid. I love using these 2. I don't know if you could tell, but those are my most used shades. They have a dip in them. I do have a new setting powder shade from One Size. This is the shade Ultra Peach. Now, I am not a peach powder girly, but I did say that about pink powder, and look at me now, using pink powder. I have tried this shade once before, and to my surprise, this looked beautiful on my skin tone. I feel like this matched me so perfectly, and I just wasn't expecting that. When I tell you, this literally just blended into my skin so seamlessly and so perfectly, I was shook. And it's gonna look like this, but I like to take it on the back of my hand and just tap it to get it to be smoother like this. But I just am not kidding. This color is just perfect. Also, I really like this setting powder because it's really, really smooth and blurring. Look at that. That's a peach powder, and it looks so good. Also, what I really like about this powder is that it's a shade that I can use all over the face. If I was going in with a pink setting powder, I could not use a pink setting powder all over my face because it would just not look good. I only can use pink setting powder under my eyes and only under my eyes, but for some reason, this color is perfect all over the face. Now we're all bronzed up. Let's get into this Kosas blush. So I actually tried this blush once before, and I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts about this blush. I picked up the shade Adrenaline. This is a talc-free baked powder blush. Very beautiful packaging. This packaging is the cutest, the absolute cutest. Reminds me of my favorite powder from them, the Cloud Set. Kosas Cloud Set powder is one of my favorite pressed powders. I use the shade Cushiony for like under the eyes, you know, for like a little bit of brightness. For all over the face, I use the shade Silky. You can tell, look at that. It was a lot bigger of a dome. But this blush, I was super excited about. I saw a lot of people swatch these blushes. I really wanted to see which one would work for my skin tone. And out of all of the shades that they came out with, this is the one I felt like was probably going to show up the best on my skin tone. I did feel like a lot of the blushes ended up looking the same on the skin. So I was like, I don't know. But as you can see, this is what Adrenaline looks like. That's one layer. It is a baked blush, so I feel like with baked blushes, you have to build them up. So this is 2 layers of Adrenaline, which looks pretty good. Now, this has like a, I don't want to say a radiant finish because it's not radiant, but it does have, it's not a flat matte. It does have some sort of like glow to it. I'm gonna dive into this and I'm gonna show you how it looks. It does pick up a lot on the brush. I'm just gonna tap this to blend. I'm not gonna swipe. I like to tap my powder blushes. And I think this color is absolutely beautiful. I feel like it's more of like a natural kind of blush, which I like. It still has pigment. I've tried this blush once before and it's not like my absolute favorite blush formula. You know, I had really high hopes for this and I think a lot of that has to do with how not very good the shade range is when you really see them all swatched out. This shade is the only shade that works for me. The other shades looked pretty ashy on me. This one was the only one that I felt like didn't really look ashy, but I think it's very pretty. But for me, I feel like this is a blush I would use as like a blush topper. But I also feel like this blush is what I was expecting the Rare Beauty blush to be like, because, you know, when they say like radiant, glowy, you know, like that. I feel like the Rare Beauty blush is more metallic-like. But this one I feel like is really soft. It's very pretty for like an everyday blush. But y'all know me. Y'all know I like to pack it on and I like the blush to show. I just feel like if you have a deeper complexion than me, don't know how well this is going to show up. Kosas took a long time to come out with these blushes. I feel like they definitely should have made sure that these blushes ran as deep as they could. You know what I mean? I am gonna grab the Rare Beauty blush. I just want to compare. I know the formulas are not the same, but they both are radiant, glowy type of blushes. So I have the shade Love from Rare Beauty. You're gonna immediately see that this formula is a lot more almost like highlightery. You can kind of see that difference. I feel like the Kosas absolutely does look more smooth. And I do believe both of these are baked formulas as well, but you can already see like this really has that radiance and glow to it, whereas the Kosas is more of like a subtle glow. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with the marbling in the pan. Because this is a baked formula with marbling in the blush, some people may have more radiance in their blush than others. Me, I don't feel like I have too much marbling, which I'm not mad at because I don't really like a lot of radiance, but it does give a nice beautiful like glow to the cheeks. I know Hourglass has some baked blushes as well. A lot of people have been comparing these blushes to Hourglass, but I literally have not had an Hourglass blush. But that is the Kosas blush. I had really high hopes for these. Just a little bit disappointed in the shade range. I do think the blush formula is really beautiful. It's a buildable blush, but I definitely feel like we could use some deeper shades. Let's move on to the eyes. These right here, Oden's Eyes, newest single shadows. Gorgeous. When I tell you guys, I have been reaching for these so much. They take my looks from 0 to 100 so quick. They are the prettiest shadows. So I did pull out my Blend Bunny Blends palette. I have this new lippy from YSL. This is the Love Shine lipstick that they came out with. I think it's like their lip oil stick. So the shade that I have is 203. I need my eye look to match this color because I want to wear this today. I want to wear this color from YSL, but that's kind of like maybe blue. I don't know. Maybe I should do purple. Should I do purple? I just did this look, and this just might be one of the prettiest looks I have ever done. And I'm like, I cannot stop looking at this look because it's giving sunset, golden hour. Like I am in disbelief about this look. So let me show you guys what I did because I'm loving it. I am so loving this look. Taking the blend, oh my God, look at this necklace. It is cutting up today. Like, okay, so starting off with the blends palette, I'm going to start off with this lighter purple right here. The shade is called Signs. I am just going to start to kind of pack this shade and build it up. I wanted the outer corner to have a little bit of a better, like, you know, a more seamless blend because I am going to deepen it up, but I wanted to start off with this softer purple rather than just going in hot with the deeper purple. Now, once I have the shade in the outer corner, I'm going to go into this shade called Bewitched, which is the deeper purple. And I'm just going to take the same brush. So pretty. Now, it's very deep. These shades are so pigmented. I'm just focusing this on the outer corner, just blending it into that first purple. Next up, I'm going to go into both of these pinks. I'm going to start off with the lighter pink called Chase. And then I'm just going to pack this on to kind of start that blend. And then I'm going to blend. But I'm keeping the inner corner empty because we're going to go in with another shade. I'm taking the shade Vamp and I'm just going over that right here. It's very, very pretty. I feel like this shade is kind of going to get, you know, covered up by the inner corner shade. But you can't really even see what shade I went in with the inner corner, but I did go in with a shade in the inner corner. It's just super light. Then I'm going to take this peachy shade called First Kiss, and this is going to be where I pack it in the inner corner. And I'm going to pack and then blend because this is more of a pastel, and when I work with pastels, I have to pack the color and then blend it in. Look at that. That is gorgeous. And I love how it just helps to soften up that pink in the middle. Now the star of the show. Now the shadow that I'm using, I have to figure out how to take this out of here. I will put the name on the screen. It is such a pretty shadow. I'm taking this shadow right here. Now this looks insane in person. You can see how when the light shifts it on my eyes, but on my finger, it looks silver, right? No. In person, it is like, it looks like this. Okay, I feel like this is a lot more true to what it looks like. It's like a peachy to like a fiery pink to an orange. Like it's golden hour in a single shadow. I am just taking this shade all over the lid with my finger. And then when I get in the inner corner, I'm just going to use a brush because, you know, got to use a brush for the inner corner. My gosh, if you guys could see this color in person, wow. Like, it is insane. And just make sure this is nice and blended. Oh my god, I love this look. It's so pretty. I got a little mascara on my lower lash, but we're just gonna keep going. My liner, I'm gonna go in with this one from ColourPop. This one's in the shade Honey Dude. For the lower lash, I just basically did what I did in my crease on the lower lash line. So I started off with the deeper purple on the outer corner, and then I took the pink in the inner corner. And that's basically what I did for the lower lash line. Next, we have the new Danessa Myricks Low Lighter. I picked up the shade Incognito. Now, I am still really trying to figure out this product. It is essentially a cream to powder highlighter. Kind of like sets down and dries down. So when you place it, and if it's not fully blended, it kind of looks uneven in a way. So I tried it with my finger. I tried it with a brush. I do think that a brush, it's okay. It's not my favorite application. I'm going to use a brush for the nose just to kind of swipe a little on and then take my finger. Well, my finger has shadow, but take my finger to kind of blend it in a little bit. Because I feel like I have a little bit more control when I just kind of like swipe the brush and just lightly go on the face. But yeah, it is definitely more of like a subtle highlighter. I don't think I'm going to put, you know, it all on the cheeks because I kind of like that the cheeks have their own moment. It is a cream to powder formula. Very similar to the blushes and the blurring balm powder, except it is a highlighter. It has that glow to it. I'm kind of curious to know if she's gonna come out with, you know, glowy blushes eventually. Like, I feel like she just might come out with blush shades of these. I don't know, but it is very pretty. Another hyped slash new product we have is the Natasha Denona Powder Foundation, and I love this. This is one of my favorite products from Natasha. I used to use this product with a powder puff, but now I love taking like a under eye brush and dabbing in the powder. And dabbing in the powder and just taking it in the inner corner for that brightness. I like to use powder foundations for just like how I'm doing right now, for brightness, adding coverage under the eyes, and just making the under eyes smooth and helping to smooth out my blush and my under eye to make it more flawless. And I can absolutely see a difference. This is like a powder foundation that blurs, and it's insane. So the shade that I use for under the eyes is NY12. I did have someone ask me if I was gonna get a skin tone shade, but I don't really see a point in doing that for me personally because I have like my Kosas powder that I like to use. Lips, I did pick up the new Maybelline Lifter Liner, and I've been using this the past couple of days, and it's good. It is very, very good. I will say it is a little bit creamy, like a little bit too creamy, honestly. I love the color of this lip liner. It's not the most long-lasting lip liner. Like, it's not as long-lasting as like the Freck lip liner, but for drugstore lip liner, it's really, really nice. I've only used this like 3 times and I already need to sharpen it. That's how creamy and how much product comes off on your lips. Could be a good thing for some people. It could be a very annoying thing for others. I told y'all I wanted to use the new YSL lipstick shine oils. They are coming out with so many lip products, and honestly, I've swatched them all and they all look low-key the same. But I do feel like with this one is a little thinner than the Candy Glaze, and it has more of like a slip to it, so it does feel like a lip oil. It's actually really pretty with this. Wow, I wasn't sure if this was gonna go with this look. It is very thin, but it does have color to it. But I love how many more shades you get with the lip oils from YSL. I just wish that Candy Glaze had more shades to choose from. Hopefully they expand the shade range. So here is the finished makeup look using all of these new viral slash new products. I love how my look came out today. I cannot get over this eye look. This is probably one of my favorite eye looks I've done in a long time, and it was so simple. Hope this video was helpful in you guys seeing how some of these products perform and my thoughts on some of these products. I'm definitely still incorporating these products in, you know, my makeup routine every day as I use them and try them out. And then of course, I'm gonna come back and update you on a speed makeup review because your girl gotta update you on these products. I'm glad I was able to try all of these before using them today so I can kind of give you a little bit of my thoughts on it, but of course when you guys see that speed review, you'll see my final thoughts on these products. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye guys!